It is April 19th, 2021, and it is time for Gina's baking time. The recipe I have today, I found in my mom's recipe box. It is for orange raisin cake. I've never heard of it. I probably had it when I was younger and didn't even notice that I was having it. So what I have done so far is I have greased and floured my pan. I have turned on the oven to 350, and I've gotten everything I have ready. I have put 1 cup of granulated sugar and a half a cup of butter into my mixer so far. And it says what you're going to do is you're going to cream the butter and sugar really well. And the next thing I'm going to add is 2 beaten eggs. So I put 1 egg and 2 eggs. It does say to beat them instead of beating them in the container, in the mixer. So I get my fork and beat the eggs. And I'm going to pour it in with the butter and the sugar. So it does come out creamier. The next thing I'm going to add is sour milk. Now, I don't think you have sour milk sitting around. So I looked up online and they said, here's how you make sour milk. What you do is you take, it calls for a cup of sour milk. So I'm going to take a cup of whole milk, and to make it sour, you can use a tablespoon of lemon juice or a tablespoon of vinegar. I am going to use vinegar. I know it sounds weird, but it does the trick. And it makes sour milk, like it's curdled. And let me just stir it up. In my sifter, I have put 2 cups of flour, and in that it calls for a teaspoon of soda, so a teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. And so for the salt, I'm just going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of salt because it calls for a pinch. So to me a pinch is a teaspoon because it's enough that I can hold in my fingers and be able to not have it go all over the place. And then it says to sift. So I'm sifting it into my little bowl here. And I have also zested 1 orange because this does call for the zest of 1 orange. You are going to be using the juice of the orange for a light frosting. Now, my flour is all sifted, so it calls alternating. So I'm going to just put a cup of the flour and some of my sour milk. And mix it good so it all gets incorporated before you add the next little bit of flour and the sour milk. And then I have about not quite a cup of flour left. So I'll put in the rest of my flour and the rest of my milk. With the vinegar, it kind of makes it smell different, but it'll bake out. And the next thing it says is to put in your grated orange peel. And I used one of these to grate my orange. So we'll put it in the grated orange peel. Let that all get into the pan, into the mixer. It also calls for a cup of raisins. I went out today and got Sun-made raisins. I just like Sun-made instead of anything else. So I have my cup of raisins, and I'm going to put that in, my mixture here. So it's orange raisin cake. So of course you're going to have oranges and raisins. And I'm just going to mix that up in the mixer until it gets nicely mixed. Let me get my spatula. I have a little tiny spatula here. Take it off my beater. And in just a minute, I'm going to take it over to my pan. And I have a 9x13 cake pan. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. So that is what it looks like. You can see the little pieces of orange rind in it, along with the raisins. Put it in the bottom of your baking dish. And because it's a cake, I'm going to use a 9x13. And it's a glass dish. You can use metal if you have it. I'm thinking that you could also put it in like 2 round 9x9-inch cake pans, so you can make a bigger cake, a round cake instead of the rectangle cake, and then frost both of them. Okay, so this here is all together, and since I'm going to be the only one eating it, I'm just going to put it off. Let me go ahead and wash my hands. And there you go. There you go. It is ready for the oven. And as usual, once it gets out of the oven, I will post a picture for you. And the frosting that I'm going to make is going to be powdered sugar and the orange juice to put as a glaze over the cake once it is done. So I thank you all for being here today. It was a pleasure as always. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you want to know the exact recipe for it, don't hesitate to message me on Facebook once I post the picture. So then I can put the recipe on there for you. Or just instant message me and say, Gina, I want the recipe. And I'll put this on YouTube and on Facebook. And I thank you all for joining me today. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to make for Thursday yet. I'm thinking some bean soup. And because I have a whole thing of beans, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But this is dessert for today, orange raisin cake. All right, everybody, I will see you Thursday, and thank you all so much for watching, and have a good day.